You know, I really enjoyed this episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 114, much more than I enjoyed 113. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the fight. We're going to talk about Frieza, and then we're going to talk about the fusion. But before we do that, I just got to commend the artists that worked on this episode. You know, Dragon Ball Super, occasionally they will outsource some of their work, and the team of artists that worked on this episode just did a beautiful job. Like, there were so many just well done shots in this episode. The shading on so many shots just looked so epic. I was struggling to decide which image I wanted to be my thumbnail. That's how many good shots were in this episode. So on your screen, I am going to rotate through my favorite shots throughout this review for you guys. That said, what's up guys, my name is Dooley, and today we are going to discuss episode 114 of Dragon Ball Super. We're gonna hop right into it. The episode starts with Kale and Kefla being dominated by Goku pretty much at around Super Saiyan 2. Kale goes berserk, and then something very interesting happens. First, we get an update with Vegeta and Toppo. Toppo mentions that Saiyans cannot be underestimated, and Vegeta lets him know that he is at the top of all Saiyans. This has huge implications because Vegeta already saw Ultra Instinct. So the fact that he still thinks he's at the top, you could say it's arrogance, you could say it's bravado, but I think this reinforces that Vegeta is hiding something and he is not afraid of Ultra Instinct. That aside, something just as important happened, and I feel like a lot of people are going to miss this, but I'm going to make a video about this alone, is that we saw Jiren acknowledge the berserk mode. He sensed the energy in meditation. Guys, this is a big deal. Jiren is still monitoring this tournament even though he is in his meditation mode. He is still paying attention to what's going on in this tournament. And this says to me, if something big happens, like Goku goes back into Ultra Instinct or Vegeta unlocks some new form, Jiren could just pop right out of meditation and be good to go. Anyway, Kale goes berserk and she pretty much loses herself. She loses consciousness again. Another thing I want to mention, guys, is that I think that there might be some similarities between Kale's berserk transformation and Ultra Instinct. I am not saying that I think they are the same thing or close to that, but I think the fact that Kale sort of loses her mind mimics to some extent what happened to Goku the first time he went into Ultra Instinct. I feel like Goku was borderline unconscious, but that again is for another video. Kale goes berserk and Kefla runs over to her and pretty much tries to give her a high five. Kale gives her like the strongest high five anyone has ever given anyone and pushes her into the ground. At this point, Kefla realized that Kale is having a hard time recognizing her, and she just starts talking about their friendship and, you know, girl stuff. This helps Kale regain control of her berserk. This was interesting because at first I thought Kale already had control of berserk mode, but it seems like there are levels to it. She had control of some of the power, not all of it, and it seems like finally she got full or closer to full control of all the power that berserk has. They start fighting Goku in Super Saiyan 2 and they are able to push him back. During the fight, they bump into Frieza and Frieza pretty much wants to take him out. To be honest with you guys, I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to see Frieza spar with them, at least for a little bit. This would have been so amazing for us to better gauge what their strength level is at, because we know Frieza was not going to play around with them. And as of right now, it's kind of hard to gauge how hard Goku is fighting because we all know Goku is fatigued, he's still recovering. So I would have really liked to see Frieza spar with them at least. But that didn't happen. What did happen though is we got a semi-formal introduction for a warrior from Universe 3. His name is, I had to look it up, Kato Pezla. He's a policeman and he seems like he has some sort of special power where he can transform and make himself really fast. He was clearly just fodder. Frieza pretty much ignored him, but it really made me feel like I wish there were more threats in this tournament. I wish there were more fighters from the other universe that weren't necessarily at Jiren's level, but were at least at Super Saiyan Blue level. I think it would have just made things more interesting. Anyway, that aside, Goku stops Frieza from attacking Kale and Kefla and tells him, hey, this is my fight. You're gonna have to wait till I'm done. We see Goku go Super Saiyan God with the red hair. That scene where he shot the Ki Blast gun at them, I don't know why. I just thought that scene was so cool. I don't feel like I've ever seen that before in Dragon Ball Super. And it's the little things like that in this episode that really made me enjoy it. That scene was so cool. It was so unique. Quick sidetrack. There was another scene where Goku hits Kale with a ki blast from his foot. I thought that was another super unique and cool moment. But let's get back on track. Goku pretty much dominates them in Super Saiyan God. He fires a ki blast, one at each. Kale manages to repel hers, but controlling the second ki blast, he hits Kefla, and that's pretty much it. She is pretty much out of the fight almost. Kale catches her, and they land close to the edge of the platform. At this point, Goku goes straight savage. I thought he was on his mentorship. I'm going to teach you guys how to get Super Saiyan level 3. But it seems like he was just about done. He was ready to knock them off the platform because that's what he went for. He went for the KO. He did a Kamehameha blast. He was going to knock them off. And that's when Kale and Kefla revealed that they had Potara earrings. They fuse. We get a little flashback of Champa giving them the earrings. And again, to all the people who guessed that it was Champa who gave them those earrings, great job. You were right. I felt the same way. I wish I had made a video about it so I could have said I was right too, but we're going to skip that. They fuse and they get back into the fight as Kefla. We've been saying Kefla all along. I've been saying Kefla, K-A-F-L-A. It seems like the correct spelling for the English translation, unless Crunchyroll mess up, is actually Kefla, K-E-F-L-A. So I am going to make sure I title this video accordingly. And let me say, she was impressive. She was almost a little bit too impressive, to be honest. First of all, I thought it was interesting that they both fused in their Super Saiyan form, but Kefla was in her base form. I guess then again, we didn't see their faces right before they fused, so maybe they went back to base form and then fused. Either way, Kefla, at least originally, appears much stronger than I expected her to be. I know I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but a lot of you guys probably already heard the spoilers for 115. What the heck, guys, spoiler alert. It's not a big deal, but spoiler alert anyway for episode 115. Skip ahead by 10 seconds if you don't want to hear it. This is just a short pause so the people who want to skip have the time to do so. Kefla is supposed to be strong enough to beat Super Saiyan Blue. Welcome back to all the people who skipped ahead. So I am a bit surprised by her strength. For example, when Vegeta was first introduced, he was a Potara earring fusion between Goku and Vegeta, and they were both at around Super Saiyan level 2, and Vegeta definitely was not on Super Saiyan Blue level. So these guys' fusion appears to be leaps and bounds ahead of Goku and Vegeta's fusion when they first achieved it. And I guess we could explain that in a few different ways. I guess we could say that we don't know the upper limit of Berserk mode from Kale, or maybe they just both have really high potential like Gohan. Either way, this fusion is clearly going to be a problem for Goku. We saw Kefla start fighting with Goku for a little bit. It was almost a little bit like when Goku first achieved Super Saiyan God, where he just was getting used to his body. He was a little bit too fast. Kefla did that, but she was able to recover almost immediately. She was clearly faster than Goku expected, and she was catching him off guard. I really expected a close-up on Zeno or the Grand Priest, because I don't know if this is allowed. I don't know if Potara earrings are allowed. Obviously it is, but I expected a scene where someone says, hey, these guys are cheating, and Zeno goes, oh, I'll allow it because it's so cool, or because they're so strong, or something like that. But they didn't even acknowledge it. It just seems like Potara earrings were just allowed from the jump. And if Champa could have figured this out, I feel like other gods of destruction could have figured this out as well. So I'm gonna just go out here and say it. I think there's a chance that we might be able to see other fusions in this tournament. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be Vegeta or Goku, because they seem pretty surprised by the fusion. I don't think they have Potara earrings in their back pockets waiting just in case. But maybe Shin and Beerus gave Potara earrings to Gohan, and Gohan could be holding on to them since he's the team leader, and he could give them off to whoever or use them himself if push comes to shove. Anyway, Kefla was really impressive. This overall was a very good episode. I definitely enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think though. Leave your thoughts on the episode in the comments below. I have another video coming out about this episode, which is going to be a breakdown of the fight between Goku, Kefla, and Kale, and then eventually Goku and Kefla. I may also do a preview review where I discuss episode 115, the spoilers and what's going on in the preview. I'm still on the fence about that one, but if you guys want to see it, just leave a comment below. Let me know you want to see the preview review, and I will definitely do it tomorrow for you guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Share this video with your friends. If your friends watch Dragon Ball Super and they like to hear other people talk about it, send them this video. It'll be much appreciated. In fact, if you have to choose between giving me a like or sending this to your friend, send it to your friend first. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.